In a surprising new move, Republican lawmakers in the United States have proposed a plan that could deeply impact asylum seekers. This plan could give US President Donald Trump the power of charging a hefty $1,000 fee for those who are seeking asylum in America. Well, the proposal is a part of a bigger push by Republicans to crack down on illegal immigration and make it harder for people to stay in the US without any proper documentation. Now you might wonder, why $1,000, right? And why is this so significant? Well, this proposal is not just about the money. It's designed to make it harder for the asylum seekers, specifically from countries like Afghanistan and Venezuela, to apply for asylum in the US. Now for many, this particular fee is more than just a number. Now in Afghanistan, the average salary of a worker is about $650 per year, which means 1,000 is nearly 1.5 year worth of income for many Afghans. Now for Venezuela, it takes about 3 months of hard work to make $1,000. Now this makes it nearly impossible for many of these people to afford to apply for asylum, forcing them into difficult situations. But what does this mean for Indians, specifically those who might already be living in the US illegally? So the reality is, this new fee could make it even harder for illegal Indian migrants to find a way to stay in the US legally. Many Indians in the US come for work, study, or family reasons, and a significant number are now at risk of being caught up in this proposed crackdown. With high fees for asylum, it would be even more difficult for people who are already living in the US to come forward and apply for legal status. For many Indian migrants, the thought of paying an additional $1,000, specifically when they are already struggling to make their ends meet, it could push them to leave the country instead of trying to stay. Now, this proposal fits into a larger strategy by Trump administration, which has been focused on self-deportation. The idea here is to make life so difficult for illegal migrants that they choose to leave voluntarily, without the government having to send resources or they have to invest on deportation. Now, if this law is passed, it would be the first time in the US history that the refugees would have to pay a fee for applying for asylum. Along with $1,000 fee for asylum, the bill also proposed charging $1,000 for parole, $550 every 6 months for a work permit, and even a $1,500 fee for adjusting for a green card. Now, these fees would hit really hard, specifically for people from countries where earning money is really hard. Also, in addition, the proposal would charge $8,500 to sponsors who want to remove a child from federal custody, which many experts believe make it nearly impossible for anybody afford sponsoring a child. Now, this adds to the growing financial pressure on immigrants and make it seem like staying in the US is becoming more expensive than ever. If you think this might be just another political proposal, think again. There's more at stakes here. For Indian migrants, many of whom are working in the US on temporary visas, this could mean even more uncertainty. The growing focus on illegal migration means more scrutiny and fear of deportation for anybody who might not have legal status. While some Indian migrants might have resources to apply for asylum or work permit, for many others, the financial burden could force them to return home or face the risk of being caught in this crackdown. There are also plans to hire more employees for US immigration enforcement, meaning more people would be on the lookout for anybody living in the US illegally. This could lead to more deportation and more people will be caught up in the complex immigration system. While a key part for this proposal is the Republican push to enshrine Trump's immigration policy into law. The plan is supported by several lawmakers and even influential figures like Tom Homan, Trump's federal border czar, and Elon Musk, the tech billionaire. But does that all mean for regular people, specifically Indians who are already trying to make a life in the US? It's about increasing uncertainty. The fee, the risk of deportation, and the constant fear of being targeted by stricter law could force many Indians to make tough choices. Will they be able to afford the fee? Will they choose to self-deport, or will they continue to live in fear of being caught in the system that seems to be growing more hostile by the day? For Indian migrants, this is more than just a policy change. It's a reminder of how complex and costly the pathway to staying in the US has become. The stakes are high, and the future of many migrants, specifically those who are living in the US without legal status, now seems more uncertain than ever.